This is the second part, and we can see the process of buffalo mozzarella cheese. Here there is the flow chart of processing to get mozzarella di bufala campana cheese that we will see in the next slides. Milk can be used raw or heat treated to sanify it, and there are two ways: pasteurization or thermization. Pasteurization can be made following the standard temperature and time, at least 72 degrees for 15 seconds. This is standard pasteurization. Or it's possible to do thermization, in which the temperature is lower, 65 degrees for 15 seconds. A part of the indigenous microflora remains in this case. Sierra Ernesto is a natural starter obtained from the whey of the previous mozzarella process. It's kept overnight at a room or controlled temperature to reach the desired degree of acidity. In this way, bacteria present in the whey reproduce by consuming lactose and producing organic acids, mostly lactic acid, and many aromatic compounds which will later give the typical flavor and aroma of mozzarella. Also, for this reason, the taste of buffalo mozzarella is different from other cheeses, including cow mozzarella. Also, even though it is done by the same process, because the bacteria content of buffalo milk is different. It is added to milk about 20-30 minutes before rennet adding. The acidification of the curd depends on the activity of the Sierra Ernesto. This is a fermenter where the Sierra Ernesto goes. Microflora of Sierra Ernesto is responsible not only for curd acidification, but also for conferring the typical flavor of mozzarella cheese. It's possible to find many different groups of microorganisms in the Sierra Ernesto. The complex microflora of Sierra Ernesto cannot be reproduced by commercial starters. Moreover, each Sierra Ernesto can be different from one dairy to another, and so mozzarella cheese too. About 20-30 minutes after adding the Sierra Ernesto, it adds to milk the rennet with these characteristics. When the curd has reached the right firmness, about after 30 minutes, it needs to be cut the curd in two phases. Before into big cubes, that after they are reduced into small pieces by curd knife. From now on the curd granules must be left to rest in the whey at 38 degrees for the time necessary to acidify, for about 4 or 5 hours. It takes 4 5 hours to reach this value of pH, 4.8, 4.9. When the curd has reached a pH value of about 4.8, it's drained, putting it in on the table, and is ground into thin slices. And this is the machine for cut the curd. But the real question is, how do we know when the curd is ready? We need to stretching test. This is the best test. It consists in to take a piece of curd, put in the hot water, stretch it, and check how the curd performs. If the curd does not join, it's not ready. If the curd joins but breaks, it could be too acidified. If the curd is ready, it is joining and it's possible to get long strands, like this. This is the curd while hot water is added. And this picture too. Hot water in the curd. Stretching is a thermomechanical treatment and consists to the ability of cheese curd to plasticize in hot water and reorganize into an adirectional fibrous structure. The amorphous curd structure before stretching is completely disrupted, resulting in a reorganization of the paracasal aggregates into roughly parallel aligned paracasein fibers, from a cubic to a more linear structure, like a rope. The stretching phase is the crucial step of mozzarella processing that affects yield, composition, and textural attributes for cheese. Among the factors affecting the stretching performance there are curd temperature and meat-fat protein ratio. The stretching phase can be performed both manually or machine. We can see the manual stretching. Now this is ready to perform in mozzarella. During the stretching of the buffalo curd, the ideal temperature is between 65 and 75 degrees. When the maximum elongation of the curd is obtained. If the curd fat content is lower, the protein network is more interconnected and therefore less able to stretch. The stretching phase can be performed both manually, in this image, or by machine, here. In this phase, the curd gets mozzarella in different shape. During the molding phase, different mozzarella cheese shapes can be produced. The molding phase, like the stretching phase, can be performed manually or by machine. Here we can see several steps of the molding phase by operator. Now and now here it is starting the cooling phase. Mozzarella in the cold water. After molding, mozzarella cheese was usually cooled in water to ferment. And in this moment, mozzarella is in the cooled water, 10-15 degrees. Packaging, the salting was usually made by dipping the cheese in brine with 15% of salt. Packaging and storage. The mozzarella cheese is dipped in preserving liquid that contains salt and some acids such as lactic or citric to reach a pH value of 3.5. Shelf life of mozzarella cheese is a critical point. The perishability of buffalo mozzarella cheese can be a problem because it reduces the period to consume it when it's better. Its structure, initially fibrous and compact, becomes softer and inconsistent during aging. Extending the shelf life of mozzarella cheese is an important goal of the Italian dairy industry, due to the high returns from mozzarella export. The second part ends here.